Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'd like to talk to you about doing time lapses. Yesterday I went out to my neighborhood where there's a clear open space, and I was able to put my Sony a6500 on the tripod, and I have the Sigma 16mm lens to get a nice wide perspective of that shot. And then I have an Anker battery power pack with a dummy cable, and I had that running into the Sony a6500 along with an intervalometer. All of these things are linked in the comment section below that you can pick up. What I was able to do was I started at 4 o'clock and I went all the way to 5:30 to capture this nice sunset. There was a little bit of cloud cover, so I knew that the colors would kind of bounce around between a few different hues. I set the a6500 up and I just ran it at 3-second intervals, and with a 128 gig card, I didn't really fill it up at all. I set it to about f5.6 in aperture priority mode. I normally would just do manual and just kind of change the settings, but I wanted to see how well aperture priority mode would work in this instance. Also, I had a GoPro, the Hero 7 Black, and it was also doing a time-lapse video. I thought about using the time-lapse photo mode. I figured I already had to process this through LR time-lapse, and so I didn't want to process both. I was able to share this as soon as I finished recording it to my social media platform. And so that's the benefit of using something like this versus something like this. Also, I had the Osmo Pocket, which I'm recording this right now on. It was doing a panoramic time lapse. It started at one end and finished at the other end. The problem with the DJI Osmo Pocket is time lapse length is kind of weird. You can do a 30-minute time lapse, or an hour, or 2 hour, or 3 hour increments, and so on. I knew that I wanted to be out there for an hour and a half approximately. So there's no way to set that. You can only select, you have to overshoot. So I overshot to 2 hours and it worked out, but sometimes that's not always practical. Sometimes you actually know when you want to start and when you want to stop. And then I didn't know where in the panoramic viewpoints that I set, where it would end. Kind of the downfall using the DJI Osmo Pocket to do time lapses. If you are into time lapses, you want to get the best quality, I recommend a mirrorless or a DSLR. Next up after that, I would recommend the GoPro because you get a wide shot and it doesn't have a time limit. You just press it, it'll do time-lapse photo or time-lapse video until you stop it or the battery runs out. Also, what's beneficial about this is you can pop off the door and then plug in a cable and then use another Anker battery power pack, and then it'll continue to run until the card fills up. So that's a nice option as well if you want to do a long time lapse. But like I said, the DJI Osmo Pocket, it does that panoramic time lapse really well. And so I really like that about it, but not being able to set exact increments of time kind of throws me off, or just not knowing where it's gonna be when in the panorama when I stop it. The GoPro, it just sets automatically. I just hit record on that. I don't even try to set any settings, and it still yields great results. I always set the white balance manually. That's the one thing. The white balance manually and the ISO to 100. That way you get the best quality and the colors won't shift around too much. So if you're into time lapses, I suggest any three of these: the Osmo Pocket, the GoPro Hero 7 or 8, and a DSLR mirrorless. And then once you have that footage, if you're looking to do something with it, I suggest putting it up on stock. Now I use a company called BlackBox, and they take the footage and upload it to several different companies. And if I don't want to do the keywording, I have a curator who does all the keywording for me, and I can just go back out and continue shooting, and I don't have to sit at a computer after editing this and keyword it. It's kind of lazy like that, but the curator I use is really special because she knows the ins and outs of the marketing side. So yeah, if you have any questions, please link them below, and thank you for watching. Peace.